The swing, probably one of the most controversial game modes in Geometry Dash. This game mode is the latest one, and unlike others, there's something noticeable about it that makes it different from the rest. People don't really like it. This game mode is barely used anywhere, even with recent tab levels, and most people are not comfortable with it, and despite its history, most people overlook it and label it as unnecessary, janky, and unfun. But are there some reasons behind this? Well, there actually is. In this video, I will go over all the history, the reason why people are so negative about it, and how to be more open-minded about this game mode. Before we look at its history, what is the swing? The swing looks like this, and the way it controls is that the game mode will change gravity on each click, with the ability to click in the air with more curved motion similar to that of a green orb. The gravity of the swing is also indicated by these boosters. Overall, the swing is a decent game mode with a good design and nice aspects. The name originated from a more classic game with a similar name, and the first use of the swing was actually all the way back in 1.8, when Siri and Neptune collaborated to create the first ever notable level to use such a game mode. This level got rated as a demon level, now placing at entry extreme and taking the spot for the second hardest 1.8 level and placing at number 12 on the demon list upon release. Considering the creators and difficulty, this hacked extreme demon made the swing a very popular game mode, actually appearing in multiple other levels, further boosting its popularity. Eventually, after the use of this in multiple levels like Ultrasonic, this game mode became well known as very difficult and learning. This eventually led into the 2.2 sneak peek, showing players the swing game in Dash, with the beta textures showing this unmarked spider portal. This obviously let players know that the swing was coming up, and it continued to stay decently popular until the release of 2.2, when the swing was first introduced. People quite quickly started introducing it and including it in their levels, with an early instance being Dastardly and its simple but nice part, and Dash, which introduced players to the swing. Unlike other game modes, this game mode is super rare nowadays, and most people are pretty bad at it. A good reason for why so many people are bad at it, however, is because they've never had the time to learn it. So now I will go over why the swing has some issues, but also what could be improved and what is nice about it. And I'll actually try to get better at the swing over the course of this video. The first reasons I will give is really why people are bad at it. When game modes are introduced, creators will add their new game mode into their levels due to its recency and experimentation. This cycle usually allows players to play this game mode lots of times, which allows them to get skill from it, especially when people push the skill barrier. However, when the swing was added to levels, it wasn't really added to hard levels, and when it was, people did not like it due to its physics, gravity, and playstyle. Now, of course, I'll have to get into more detail here. As an example, the extended list level Swing Sway, which only has the swing game mode in it, has 10 verified victors on the website, whereas other levels near it on the demon list have about 200 verified victors. If you think this level is too recent to have many victors, this is 10 months old, which shows that people really do not want to play it at a rate of 1 completion per month. Now, what about the reasons? Take a look at this comparison between the ball copter and the swing. If you pay attention, you should see that the swing is much more floaty. This makes a big difference as the floatiness of the swing makes it harder to control, compared to the responsive feel of the ball copter, which moves faster and is easier to control. This makes the game mode feel quite weird and unconventional, as it almost seems like the physics are perfect. I agree with this, but I think it's something people should get used to, because in the right way, the swing's gravity can be taken advantage of, and you can change the gravity if you really want it, but I wouldn't recommend it. Just use the ball copter if it is what's needed. The next point here is that the swing does not really have an obvious indication of gravity. This one makes sense because it can be confusing, especially with spam, which does not happen much with other game modes like Ball and Spider, which are obvious from how they are moving. On top of that, the gameplay using the swing can sometimes be extremely spammy and unfun, or use less inputs but feel awkward and hard to control. This makes it quite annoying to play and makes any type of gameplay, whether spammy or controlled, using the swing really awkward. Finally, the swing does not have a progressive movement like all the other flying based game modes. What I mean is if you hold the swing, it does not change its movement like the ship or the wave. This makes it more spammy and makes it harder to control, similar to what the very famous UFO does. Now, these are my 4 reasons for why the swing is so hated. But is there anything good about it? There should be some good reasons, and there are, for why it should be used more. For example, it has a very high skill ceiling, integrating spam and control like the ship's straight fly and chip control. Additionally, you can use it for some easier levels, and its control can be used for interesting gameplay types, especially if it includes orbs or fast-paced gameplay. So while the swing is quite disliked, with more use and better gameplay, I could see it growing on some people. I'm sure people always hate the swing, but I can't change that. So, what's my opinion? In my opinion, I think this swing is actually not the best, but I don't think it should be this disliked, especially with tons of YouTubers outright saying they do not like it. It certainly has some charm seeing it come all the way from 1.8 and it's just been overlooked. If you do want to be more considerate about the swing, I would suggest making some levels with the swing in it, especially hard levels with some different types of swing gameplay. Even I have a swing section in one of my possibly upcoming levels. And as a player, it would be good to make sure that you practice swing so it is part of your skill set. It is quite important seeing just how useful it might be in levels that use lots of creative swing gameplay. Because as I said, the swing has a very high skill ceiling, and it can be fun if it's paired with the right gameplay, as well as just how underused the ball copter is. Some of the issues are also to do with the creator itself, RobTop, making it so that the swing has a weird gravity and can't be played in platformer, both of which the ball copter solves. It's also a shame that the swing cannot be used in platformer, which is really weird because it would actually be quite fun to play, unlike the wave. Seriously, RobTop did not cook with this idea. Or whoever made this, please, no. The ball copter is the closest you can get to playing the swing in platformer mode. And finally, remember how I said I'd get better at the swing? Here you go.
Bruh.
Maybe I'll get 4% another time. I'll just work at my own pace for now. Thanks for watching!